Where am I? Shit. I don't have much time.
Serum is a video game made by Polish developers called Game Island, and they describe it as a survival adventure game. I like Polish game creators. They tend to create games that have good production values, yet they manage to keep it real and have a semi-indie feel. On the other hand, it feels like every other week a new survival game gets released. It's getting increasingly harder for us gamers to get excited about new survival releases. Toxic plague caused by pollution called the Blight wreaked havoc on Earth. Corporation called EVAS or EVAS or whatever you call it seemed to have created a cure for it in form of a serum. Unfortunately, the serum itself is mutating those that use it, and you're in the corporation's facility trying to find a way to fight both the mutation infection and the blight. Everyone has a timer on their hand, like in that movie In Time with Justin Timberlake, that tells them just how much longer they are protected from the effects of the blight. Once that timer reaches 0, it's bye-bye cruel world. Taking the serum extends the timer, and the serum timer is paused only while you're in your base. You start your adventure from there, and it's where you'll do most of your initial crafting, research, and upgrading. To find the solution to the infection and how the mutation actually happened, you'll have to visit other biomes within the corporation research facility you're in. You'll be running to the biomes trying to find research on the serum mutations and blight, and each time you'll discover new points of interest and gather a little bit more information and then run back home for a refill. When I say refill, I mean that initially the serum you can create protects you for just 5 minutes. You can't consume too many serums because each time you take one, it increases your mutational level. After a certain point, you'll have to make your way back to the home base and use the absorber to flush your system of the mutation. The tension created by your desire to go as deep as you can into other biomes while being time limited is quite intense. At first, you'll be doing 15-minute tracks into the biomes, gathering resources that help you upgrade your base and serums along the way. And soon you'll produce things that help you stay outside for longer and fight tougher mutated enemies. While I'm on the subject of fighting, you'll start with a machete fighting mutated bugs, rats, wolves, and other wildlife menagerie. Fighting animations are clunky, and although you have a block and dash dodge, it all feels rather janky with the current build of the game. There's also a certain amount of excitement because this clunkiness makes fighting a difficult endeavor, and the danger of you dying is real. When you die, you respawn at the base and lose everything you've gathered during that run. To retrieve it, you'll have to run back to your corpse to pick everything back up, so you really want to avoid dying as much as possible. The fact that you auto-magically respawn to life is not explained by the game's lore as far as I'm aware. Initially, I was frustrated by how short my exploration was and how hard the fights felt. Each outing was an anxious run to get as far as I can and discover a new tidbit of story and information to progress the various quests you get along the way. After a while, though, the sense of urgency and dread in all my actions started being very exciting, and before long, I was actually hooked. As I've progressed and upgraded my base a bit, I was able to upgrade the Blight Protection Serum to last me longer, and I could consume more serums this way. That made exploration easier, but I had to go reach new places that were far from the home base, so it all actually evened out. You also unlock new serums, and you can combine them into multi-purpose buffs, which provides a creative way for players to experiment in different combat styles and approaches. I imagine in endgame you'll be able to consume so many serums that you'll have superhuman powers of jumping, slamming, and running, but that also probably means that you'll face superhuman strength enemies as well. The game is made in Unreal Engine 5, and its predominant sick green hues in the forest biome and browns in the swamp biome can obscure how lush the environment really is. Graphics are good enough looking that they didn't bother me, but they're nothing to write home about either. The performance was good, and I only encountered minor stuttering on the highest graphics settings, but Unreal Engine 5 should be able to provide good performance for various configurations. Serum is driven by exploration and discovering where the story is taking you. You won't spend hours hacking and mining nodes and picking up sticks to build the pointless cozy home that a lot of survival games seem to make you do. Every resource you pick up will be spent on upgrades that will enable you to get further. This entanglement of game mechanics and story is what makes Serum very interesting to play. I've spent about 15 hours with the Serum Early Access Press Preview build. Early Access has all the most basic functionalities present, and everything is working without many major bugs. There's at least another 15 hours of content from what I can see, if not even more. I'll do an update of this preview if anything worth mentioning comes up. There's a roadmap of features and improvements that they will be working on for full release, including co-op. I'm just hoping they'll work on basic UI functionality first because it screams for some quality of life improvements. I've enjoyed my time with Serum so far and will be finishing the game for sure, which is more than I can say about most survival games I've tried this year. If you're looking for that post-apocalyptic fix yourself, you can find the game on Steam, and if they get the price right and manage to fulfill all the promises from the roadmap, we might have a pretty solid game on our hands once the full release is made. It will be out in early access on May 23rd. For transparency, I have to tell you that I got the game for free from Toplitz Productions for preview purposes, but all opinions expressed in this video are my own and were not influenced in any way. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you'll consider subscribing to the channel and maybe even throwing a like our way. Let me know in the comments below if there's any other game you'd like me to do a preview for and if there are any improvements you'd like to see. In the meantime, have fun playing games. This is the Noob signing out.